Whenever you feel stuck on a task, whenever you keep putting something off, work on shifting into the mindset that you're just practicing. Hello, and welcome to The Joy Within, where we're eliminating negativity one thought at a time. I'm Kyle Greenfield, and I'll be your guide as we explore how to be calm, confident, and happy in our crazy modern world. Join us each week as we dive into some of the biggest ideas in spirituality and personal development. We'll learn what it takes to gain control of your own mind, master your mood, and navigate the many ups and downs along the way. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started so you can become the calm, confident, and happy person you truly deserve to be. Hello, and welcome back to the Joy Within's podcast. Today, I want to share a mental hack that you can use to help get over procrastination. And this works whenever the reason that you're procrastinating stems from a limiting belief or a fear of some sort. Now, I know that this probably isn't the only reason that you might be procrastinating. I mean, sometimes you might be putting something off just because it's boring, or if it's something that you don't like doing, for example. But I actually think that most of the time, we procrastinate because of some limiting belief, some mental block that we have. And the great thing about this approach that I'm about to share with you is that you don't even need to know what that mental block is in order for the tactic to work. And it's really, really simple. The strategy you can use is simply whenever you feel stuck on a task, whenever you keep putting something off, work on shifting into the mindset that you're just practicing. Pretend that it doesn't count, that it's not for real, or that you're just preparing or just getting ready to do the actual task. It's that simple. It's just a little shift in your mindset, a shift in the way you are thinking about the task, which takes the pressure off so it's no longer a big deal because you're just practicing, you're just pretending. Now, applying this technique can actually take a lot of different forms. It might be just researching or learning or maybe reading up on what you have to do. It might be jotting down a few notes about the task or brainstorming ideas or getting an outline in place. It might be writing a first draft, or it might even just be playing with different ways that you could break the real task down in order to make it easier or more manageable for you. The point is, whatever that first step might be, however you're breaking down your task, treat it with the mindset that you're just practicing. Do something, do anything that is leading towards the task you've been avoiding, but might not actually be the main task itself. This small shift in your mindset can be incredibly powerful for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, it takes the pressure off. And I think a lot of us don't realize just how often we unconsciously stop ourselves from doing the things we want because we've built the task up in the back of our minds. We think that it's bigger than it has to be, or more important than it might really be. And when we do this, we start to think that we absolutely cannot fail, no matter what. The stakes become too high. And that fear of failure drives our unwillingness to take action. Our fears drive our procrastination more than we'd like to admit. And when this happens, we begin to feel more stress and more overwhelm, more self-doubt about our ability to get the task done. We bring up deep-seated, unconscious fears about what might happen if we don't get it done, or if we fail, if we don't do it well enough. Or we might focus on what it means if we fail, the idea that we're not good enough in some way, and that failure becomes part of our identity. It becomes more permanent. And I think the really tricky part is that we often have no idea that we're triggering these unconscious fears. On the surface, we're just thinking, ugh, I don't feel like doing this today. Or, ugh, not again. Or, I'm just going to do this later. Now I'm going for a walk. We often don't realize that behind these surface-level impulses to procrastinate are these deeper-seated beliefs and mental blocks. So the idea that you're just practicing, that it doesn't matter, helps you to sneak past a lot of these inner fears and actually get moving in the direction that you want to go. And that ties into the second reason this trick works, which is because it helps you to build positive momentum. When you take an action, when you take any action towards your goal, you create chemical and electrical patterns in your brain. If you do not judge your action negatively, which, by the way, the idea of practicing also helps you to avoid judging yourself, then these patterns form the beginning of positive habits and positive beliefs. When you take action, your brain starts to look for more ideas, more opportunities, and more resources that will help you along the way. And this creates a positive feedback loop, which you experience simply as feeling good or feeling like you're making progress. And if you continue to reinforce that state, if you continue to reinforce this virtuous cycle, you will start to think more clearly, get more done faster, and enter into a flow state in which everything feels more effortless. The key is to suspend judgment while you work, long enough for these positive, virtual cycles to kick in. Thinking that you're just practicing, that you're just preparing to move forward, helps you to do just that. And the last reason that this strategy works is because practice, by which I mean conscious and deliberate practice, builds skill. And skill creates confidence. As you practice the action you'd been dreading before, you will naturally get better at it. And we tend to like doing things that we're good at. So the mindset of practicing helps you to cultivate a longer-term perspective. So we're no longer trying to do the task just to get it done, just to get it over with. Instead, we're doing it to build a skill, to learn something new, and maybe even to develop a new interest that you didn't know you had. So the next time that you catch yourself procrastinating on something, I encourage you to try this technique out. Like I said, I don't think it works for every single task that we might be avoiding, but it does work for a lot of them. I know for me, it's not even just about trying to get something done, because shifting my mindset in this way can actually completely change my energy. It can help me to feel more excited and more engaged with whatever it is that I'm doing. I start to feel more in the zone with the task. And when you take the pressure off, you might find that it takes the drudgery out of the work as well, and it makes it more fun. And you never know, you might even find that the task winds up being way easier than you thought it'd be. It's not nearly as big or as daunting as it first seemed. So I encourage you to just give this idea a try. The next time you find yourself putting something off that you don't really want to do, try to practice your way out of procrastination. Just pretend, just for a little while, and see what results from it. Thanks for listening to today's episode. When you're ready to put these ideas to work in your own life, head over to thejoywithin.org and sign up for Happiness University. When you do, you'll have access to all of the tools and strategies you need to eliminate negative thoughts by tuning in to the Joy Within. You can follow a simple, step-by-step system to become the calm, confident, and happy person you deserve to be. Visit thejoywithin.org to get started today. And if you enjoyed today's podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love, because I think we can all use a little more joy in our crazy modern world.